This is the view of the junction that we just looked at from the other way, from on top of the railway bridge. And you see how quickly traffic can pick up and how there's been significant infill of spaces within the village already from housing developments, and how there's not a great deal of internal space, and how there hasn't been a great deal of planning done in terms of the network infrastructure around here. But what we do have, as you can see, is a railway. Now, the railway is of absolutely critical importance into both the history and the future of Waterford, as it divides very much the new village from the space over there and the old village that we're now going to walk towards. And I say the old village because that's where the old central heart of the village was. The station here is in need of significant investment and better services, but it's there. Now, what we have here is the next junction, and this junction comes round to either take people also up to the A446 in that direction, and that road's pretty fit for purpose. We've got an issue with speed along there, but in terms of volume, no, that's fine if you're going out that way. Coming that way is a different matter. Here, however, we have issues in relation to visibility and traffic getting backed up, because the traffic comes from this direction and it goes down towards the Vesey Bridge. The Vesey Bridge was built in around 1520, so if it isn't very really 500, it's very nearly 500 years old. It's very really 500 years old, and it is a pack bridge, and it's designed for 16th century traffic, not 21st century traffic. But it is very much a symbol and an icon of the village. It appears in the school badge. It appears also in the badge of the parish council. But again, it just shows you the nature of the roads that are used to enter and exit the village. So we have down here, this is an exit that leads up to towards Minworth. So this leads up to several of the major employers on the outskirts of the village. There's Smiths and a couple of other companies up here which have significant amount of shift workers, and vehicles that are coming to travel there to and from work and their workers. And also then there's the Prologis site further up as well, and then the main road, one of the main roads that goes in towards Birmingham. And also this is a facilities road as one of the major supermarkets is accessible up here, the Asda, 24 hours at Minworth. But the reason why I want to show you this is because, again, I want to show you, in terms of entrance and exits to the village, what actually the infrastructure is like. So here we have a weak bridge, 7.5 tonne, maximum width 2 metres. There's no lights. It's dependent on everyone behaving themselves. And as you can see, this goes over the River Tame. And again, it's quite beautiful in its own way. We are very, very fortunate in so many ways. And it's not so much the character of the village or that this is what we're trying to protect. It is very much that what is sort of be brought in does need to take into account the surroundings where it is. And you can see here the amount of vehicles that come over at one time. Now you saw how it was at the top of the road, and you can see that actually at times traffic comes all the way and blocks off this road completely, and it does become completely gridlocked. You've got two very large junctions coming out of the village or congregating at the centre of the village, and then it comes across to this packed bridge. And obviously people get impatient and people want to come across. But to have extra vehicles from within the village, an awful lot of the problems are caused by vehicles coming from without the village, but here we've got vehicles from within the village over there on top that are guaranteed in terms of the traffic and the volume. Then it needs to be taken into consideration. And all of these vehicles that want, unless they're going to stay within the village, need to go out. And the roads that they need to go out or coming on aren't fit for purpose. So therefore we need to find another way. And that's what I'm going to come on to next.